Yo. What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome to Old Boys Corner. Welcome to Old Boys Corner with Old Boy. Yeah. What we doing on this beautiful Saturday out here? How you living? What's going on? Everybody taking care of their mental health, man. Make sure you're taking care of your mental health if you don't do nothing else. For real. And remember, can't nobody do you the way you do you. I'm gonna run a few stories I got lined up, and people that lost. Man, people crazy, man. Crazy, weird, not protecting their mental health. Like, man, you know somebody going through it. It's okay, and remember, it's okay not to be okay. Like just get the help you need. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's all about. So just wonder how everybody out here doing, man. How everybody out here doing. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. You know, feel free to comment below. Let me know how you like the content. Anything you got to say about the content. It's an open corner over here. Open, feel freely to speak. There's no judgment zone. But you will be held accountable. There's a difference between being judged versus being held accountable. We're gonna hold you accountable over here in the corner. You know what I'm saying? And if you're grown, you shouldn't expect anything less. You feel what I'm saying? You shouldn't expect anything less. Anything less. Who we got? What's up, Top? How you doing? How you doing on this beautiful Saturday? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for checking in. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. Say, I'm good, bro. Just chilling. Most definitely. Me too. So let me get on here for a little while before I actually so I can wind down a little bit. So me and Miss Parker are gonna get to it later on tonight. So let me go on and put some content out here. Get warmed up, settle back in, then hit the desired hair case with sis. Yeah. I be doing the same thing. For real. I got a few. We're gonna start it off though. We're gonna go on and kick it off. We're gonna get to it. Let's see where I want to go first. Where we going first? Hopefully they let me be great. Hopefully they let me be great. We will see. Content disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in the media or comments on this channel or those of the speakers or authors do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the channel's broadcaster. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The channel's owner claims no copyright to said content. The broadcast of this channel cannot be held accountable for the copyright content. The broadcast of this channel is a messenger and sharer of information that strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyright or completeness of the information on this channel. Let's see. So once again, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only, and this is a reaction video. I do not own the rights to this content. Let's get to it. All right, this first case is woman charged in boyfriend's unaliving, saying it was an accident. I bet it was. Let's go. And once again, I haven't saw it, so you know I'm watching in the real time. Let's see what's going on.
I'm Kennedy Walker. It's a story that's left a community searching for answers. A young father shot and killed, and the woman who allegedly pulled the trigger, his girlfriend, Hannah Cobb. But questions are swirling on social media, like what really happened to Telvin Osborne that night? Why did police wait to arrest his girlfriend? And if this was not an accident, why is Hannah Cobb not facing a harsher charge? According to police, in the early hours of Sunday, February 23rd, 25-year-old Hannah Cobb shot and killed Telvin in the master bedroom of their home, a home which they shared with their 2 children.
It's just very tragic that he has lost his life in this manner.
In a news conference obtained by WJBF News, Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams said the shooting happened after a night of drinking and an argument that turned physical. But how did the gun come into play? Well, according to an incident report obtained by Law and Crime, Cobb allegedly told police that sometime after they returned home, she was checking her firearm, something she claimed the couple did together every night. But get this, despite the incident report clearly stating that Cobb allegedly said she was cleaning her gun when it fired, Sheriff Williams says his office never received any information to support that.
Important for us to clarify.
Another gun cleaning. Like, isn't that gun handling 101? To not point the gun pointing towards someone if you're cleaning it. And to check and also make sure there's not one in the head. Like, people, man.
Clarify that at no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon.
However, Sheriff Williams made it clear this tragedy is not being ruled an accident.
It's crucial to note that the investigation has not been classified as accidental.
But if this wasn't an accident, then why isn't Cobb charged with a harsher crime like murder? And why was she not arrested on the spot? The delay sparked outrage from the victim's family and the community. Joining us now is legal expert Joe Tamburino. Joe, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me on.
So given the details of this case, including the alleged argument and the firearm discharge, why do you think Hannah Cobb has been charged with involuntary manslaughter and not something more severe like murder?
Well, under Georgia law, involuntary manslaughter is basically culpable negligence. And that's very similar to many state laws. And what that means is that what you were doing in an extremely negligent manner, and you were actually committing an underlying crime. So in this case, what the argument is that she was operating a firearm or doing something with the firearm while she was intoxicated, and she discharged it, and obviously it killed Mr. Osborne. So that's why this crime fits for right now. Now, that doesn't mean she won't be charged with others in the future. Prosecutors, based on new evidence, can charge whatever they want as long as the evidence fits it. So right now, this is the charge, but we don't know what it will be in the future.
Yeah, and I think you touched on my next question, just trying to figure out what could the exact elements be that the prosecution may have considered to charge her with that involuntary manslaughter.
Well, the elements would be this, basically, that she was under the influence of alcohol, presumably, that she was using her firearm in a reckless manner, say that's a misdemeanor type crime, and as a result of that, she killed someone because it went off. So even though she didn't mean for the gun to be fired, since she did it in a reckless manner, a culpable negligence type of way, she could be guilty of that crime. And it's up to 10 years in prison. Now, if all of a sudden more evidence comes out, like say, more evidence comes out about an argument, something like that, could possibly the prosecutor go to a voluntary manslaughter, which is more like a heat of passion type situation? Sure, they could do that. So just because you start out with one charge does not necessarily mean that that's the only charge from now till trial.
And the incident report obtained by Law and Crime suggests that Cobb said the gun discharged accidentally while she was checking it, claiming that they did this every night. Do statements like this play a significant role in determining charges in these kind of cases?
Since when do a tool needs to be cleaned every night? Red flag.
Yes, they do. Statements like that, as well as the physical evidence. I am sure there's crime scene investigation. And what they're going to do is try to see where the gun was when it was discharged. Where were her hands when it was discharged? Was the gun, say, lying on her lap when it was discharged? Or was it pointed at point blank range against Mr. Osborne? So many factors are going to go into that. They will also examine Mr. Osborne's body. Was there any type of stippling or evidence on the skin or clothing which would show that the firearm was very close to him? Or did none of that exist? And perhaps he was 20 feet away, which would inure more toward the argument that it was an accidental discharge. All of these factors are going to be highly relevant.
Now, according to reports, it does appear that
What up,
Ms. Cobb was
brother?
trying to administer first aid. Does that help her case?
Thank you for stepping
Yes.
in.
What happens after an incident is just as important as what happened during the incident. Because if all of a sudden you accidentally, say, shoot someone or injure someone, if you run from the scene, well, that's like a consciousness of guilt. If you act in some callous way and you don't render any assistance, perhaps you don't even call 911 right away, again, that could show an indifference to the harm that was done to the victim. However, if upon discovering that you actually hurt this person and possibly killed him, and you immediately provide assistance, yes, that's relevant to what's called state of mind of the defendant or the suspect.
Now, we already mentioned about, what the incident report said that Ms. Cobb allegedly said about her allegedly trying to clean her gun, something that the couple allegedly did every single night together. But the sheriff held a news conference this week mentioning that there was no information suggesting Cobb was
Appreciate that,
cleaning the
Shane.
weapon,
Appreciate that,
despite,
brother.
again, that incident report. How significant is that discrepancy?
Very significant on a couple of respects.
Appreciate that love, Shane Rock. Appreciate it. Hey, Allison, how you doing today? Thank you for stopping by the corner. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Saturday to you as well. I really appreciate you stopping by.
Number one is you have to be careful when you're a law enforcement agency that before you go out in front of the press, before you start taking questions, you got to get your story right. You got to make sure that you have the reports. You have anything surrounding the incident, as much information as you can, and then you could go out and answer some questions. So you got to make sure that happens. Number two is you have to question, well, where was this incident report? If you have a representative from the law enforcement agency saying, here's what I know about the case, but he doesn't know about the incident report, where was it? It questions who generated that report, where did it go, why wasn't it given to the higher ups in the agency, and so on.
Yes, sir.
Now, in cases like this, where
Yes,
there's
we
a claim
can.
of an accidental shooting, how difficult is it to prove intent in a court of law?
Well, that's going to come back to a few things. Number one, first of all, is the physical evidence, like what we discussed. How exactly was Mr. Osborne shot? Where was he? Was he proximate to where the gun was? Is there any type of physical evidence like stippling, anything on him like that? Where was the gun when Ms. Cobb had it? Was it actually held in her hand? Was it on her lap? Was it on a table? Were there other instruments around the gun, such as cleaning instruments? Were they being deployed at the time of the shooting? All of the physical evidence. Then you go to the next level. The next level is, what were the statements? What were her statements? What was said on 911? There's going to be a lot of information surrounding that. And then you get to the next level after that, which is the surrounding circumstances. In many situations like this, you're going to have search warrants being executed on all sorts of accounts, meaning cell phone devices, social media, emails, the history of what a person Googled, all of these things. You're going to try to get as much information about this couple's history. Were they always arguing? Was there any type of domestic abuse in the past? Were there any restraining orders? What did this couple say individually to their friends or to their family? What did they say to each other? What were the texts between each other? So that's how you go through physical evidence, the statements, and all of the surrounding circumstances.
And clearly more evidence can come out, as this story unfolds. But in that same news conference this week, the sheriff did mention that there seemed to be no history.
I appreciate it, Shane. Good look, man. I appreciate it. I try to bring stuff that's actually meaningful. Once again, anything that's going to raise some kind of awareness. And I don't know why. Well, obviously there was something else going on. We know she ain't did it cleaning no damn gun. Let's see if they go in detail about it though.
Or no prior domestic violence in their relationship. How does the lack of prior domestic violence reports between the couple
Sheriff Quiz
impact
in the
how the
building,
case is
everybody.
being viewed legally?
Well, it will certainly impact the charges, because if there's some long history of domestic violence, like say Ms. Cobb, and we're just saying a hypothetical, say she was arrested in the past, or there were restraining orders against her for committing domestic violence on Mr. Osborne, clearly relevant in a situation like that. But if there were no reports of domestic violence, no restraining orders, nothing of the sort, well, then obviously it would help Ms. Cobb, the defendant, because it would show that there was no animosity between the two. She held no grudges against him. And if there was an argument, perhaps it was just a typical argument that couples have.
And with the delay in Cobb's arrest and the family's public outrage, how does public perception affect the legal process?
Well, in today's world, it affects it a lot. And there are two reasons for that. One is social media. There's no doubt about that. People go on their social media and start saying all sorts of things without knowing the full story. And the second is what's going to happen in court, because Georgia has cameras in the courtroom. So that means that, what the public reads about, what social media says about it will be impacted by what we see in the courtroom. So yes, and it's unfortunate in many situations, but, the public's perception of the case does matter.
And does the fact that the couple had 2 children together, does that matter at all?
Yes, anything surrounding their familial life, anything surrounding what they did as a family, how they interacted, the ties that they had to each other in the community. And clearly, when you have children, your ties as a married couple or a cohabitating couple are stronger because you have living human beings that you have brought into this world. So all of that is relevant in this type of a situation.
And lastly, do you think there's a chance that the charge could be upgraded to anything later on, whether that be murder, whether that be voluntary? Do you think that's possible? And if so, what would need to be proven for that to happen?
It is always possible. In fact, so many times before trial on cases involving a homicide. And remember, a homicide itself doesn't necessarily mean a crime was committed. I mean, for instance, you can have a homicide where it's pure accident. There are no criminal charges at all. A homicide just means a human being caused the death of another human being. But depending upon what comes out of any case involving the death of a human being, sure, you might have charges that happen in the future, a greater manslaughter charge, perhaps an intentional murder charge, things along those lines. So it's always possible, and in many cases it happens.
Great. Well, this is definitely something that we will be following closely. Thank you so much, Joe, for coming on today.
Thank you.
This story has made its rounds on social media and the community, and many people are focusing and commenting on the racial dynamics of the couple and the alleged crime. The delay in the arrest has already sparked significant outrage, but the racial elements of the case can raise broader questions about how racial tensions can influence both public.
Most definitely. And her story did not add up at all. Like her initial, when she called the cops initially, she didn't even say nothing about her cleaning the gun. Then all of a sudden, I guarantee you, after she spoke with a lawyer, that's the defense that they put up. But I'm Mr. Ain't Gone.
Perception and the legal process. Joining me to talk more about this is civil rights and criminal defense attorney Tyler Bailey. Tyler, thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course.
So to start, can you give us your perspective on the racial dynamics at play in a case like this where a white woman is involved in the shooting death of an unarmed Black man? And how does this affect the public's perception of this case?
Well, you look at this case and you immediately see racial dynamics. You see a young Black man who's in a relationship with a Caucasian woman who's killed. There's no witnesses to the crime. And automatically, the thing that stands out first is she was not immediately arrested. And then they conduct this investigation. It seems that she's given somewhat of a slap on the wrist charge of involuntary manslaughter. And I'm pretty sure we'll get into the legal dynamics of the case later on, but this is a situation where it seems that law enforcement with no witnesses immediately believe the white woman when the black man is dead. And doing the work that I do, civil rights and criminal defense, most of the time people don't believe our stories when they're told initially. We don't get that benefit of doubt. So immediately the public perception is seeing that a white woman is immediately believed.
Will, most definitely what he's speaking is true. However, these are his views, not mine. However, I do think that we as a culture are most definitely are guilty into proven innocent. I've interacted with many situations like this to where, they was guilty before they were innocent. So that's not how the latest scale of justice should work. However, we know in this day and time how it works. Let's go.
When a black man is dead, and there needs to be some accountability.
Yeah, and given the fact that this incident has already gone viral, what role do you think social media and public opinion play in shaping the course of legal proceedings, especially in cases involving racial tension?
Well, Lady Justice has a blindfold and scales in her hands for a reason, but that's just a statute. In real life, public perception, public pressure does guide and move prosecutions. It influences the head DA. It influences law enforcement on how they should, approach this case. And although they should just look at the facts and make the best decision based off the information is in front of them, public pressure definitely weighs on people's hearts and minds. It does affect how prosecutions go about. And I think public perception and public pressure already resulted in her being criminally charged because initially they ruled the death as accidental. And so they're saying they're still investigating it. Maybe there'll be more charges. I do think that voluntary manslaughter would have been a more appropriate charge, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the sheriff did hold a press conference this week, and then he made it clear that this was not accidental. So we'll see how things move forward from there. But again, the sheriff also mentioned that there were no prior reports of domestic incidents between the couple. How does that fact or lack thereof complicate or shape the public's understanding of this case in the context of race?
I think the public is rightfully confused here, because they're hearing facts as far as the shooting not being accidental, and they're really looking at the term involuntary manslaughter when they think it should be murder. In Georgia, there's really only one murder statute, which is murder, and then you have two manslaughter statutes, which is involuntary manslaughter and voluntary manslaughter. And just because it wasn't accidental, they're saying that she acted recklessly and cleaning her gun allegedly when this gentleman was killed. I think really the racial dynamics in the facts of the case. You hear that he comes home around 5-something in the morning after a long night of drinking. They both may have been drinking, I believe, and there was an argument that ensued. And so you logically think that she was upset for whatever reason. He was out all night drinking and coming back late, and she got her gun and she killed him. Now, that doesn't sound accidental to me. If anything, at the minimum, it sounds like she acted rashly in a heat of passion and shot him, which would have really led to a more appropriate charge of voluntary manslaughter versus involuntary manslaughter, which would have been her acting recklessly, cleaning a firearm that was on safety, and killing him in a reckless manner.
In your experience, how does the presence of racial tension in high-profile cases like this one create additional challenges for law enforcement, prosecutors, and defense attorneys?
It really just weighs on them. They watch the news, they have parents, they have friends, they have social media like everybody else. But, once you get past the immediate hoopla from the media, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and everything, and in between, you have to get to the nitty gritty of the case. Most cases are not tried immediately after a murder or investigation. It may be a year or so before this case goes to trial, and the lawyers involved with it will try to, at least the prosecutor will try to say, look at the facts of this case. He'll try to eliminate jurors who may be racially motivated one way or the other. And the defense will try to probably use that to also help his client's case out, saying that this woman is being prosecuted for racial tensions that are irrelevant to this case. This was a situation where she accidentally shot him. He'll probably argue that she should have never even been charged with involuntary manslaughter. So the racial dynamics really affect everybody during the investigation and throughout the pretrial phase of the case. But during the trial of it, it's used sometimes to inflame jurors who are sitting there, and also to raise the profile of the case in general.
And you've been doing this for a long time. You've seen a lot of cases, similar cases where the racial background of the parties involved led to public outcry and led to calls for a different legal response. What can we learn from those situations that might apply here?
Every case is different. And so things ebbs and flows. So if you think about the summer of 2020, when you had George Floyd, you had Ahmaud Arbery, you had all those cases, and there was really a heightened public awareness to, unfortunate racial injustice and racial tensions. We've kind of moved somewhat away from the big public cases where that has happened. And this is a different situation. This is a domestic situation where really the only true sense of racial tension is from the public, from what we're seeing. The public who thinks that this investigation should have been handled differently. There's been no evidence that I have seen yet showing that the accused had any racial animus in her heart and mind when this happened, but we'll see where things go. And then ultimately when they get in that courtroom, judges do give good instructions telling the jurors that they should listen to the facts of this case, that he will make decisions regarding the law, and nothing outside of the facts of the case should guide your decision making when making a decision whether a person is innocent or they should be guilty of what they're accused of. So racial tensions do affect everybody else around the case. They affect things and they do weigh on everybody who's involved, but ultimately, it's the facts of the case that really stand in every single prosecution and every single defense.
What role do civil rights lawyers play in ensuring justice is served in such charged cases?
Public pressure does work, and ultimately DAs, defense attorneys, district attorneys, these are people as far as the prosecution side who are elected. The district attorney is elected by the people. So that's something they want to make sure is fair. They don't want a segment of the population feeling like the justice system is not equal for them. So generally most district attorneys do take, what the public thinks seriously. And civil rights lawyers, a lot of times, even if they're not involved in the actual criminal part of the case, they do raise the public awareness about injustices. They do oftentimes talk to decision makers, whether that's the elected district attorney, whether that's the assigned prosecutor of the case, or whether that's other local appointed and elected officials about justice that needs to be addressed on the political front. Now, every case is, like I said, handled on its merits. And ultimately, what we want to see is a fair judicial system. And we want a jury that's impartial to make a decision based off the facts of the law. And a lot of times, civil rights lawyers just really want to pressure, the system to recognize that, to make sure justice at least has its fair shot of being heard.
And, if we just take it a step back for a moment, I know that a lot of the public outcry has been, what the suspect has been charged with, why did it take so long for her to get charged in the first place? In your opinion, dealing with cases like this, is this how it usually goes when there is a domestic situation like this, that the person does get charged with involuntary manslaughter?
Every case is different, but, the law enforcement personnel that is assigned or who responds to a murder or a death usually does take their time to do a thorough investigation. And my understanding is this happened on the Sunday and she was arrested on the Monday. So she was not immediately arrested and charged. There were no witnesses to this crime that we know of yet. We don't know if the children saw it. There's no video evidence. So they do need to be careful before you put somebody's life and liberty at risk. You don't want to arrest somebody and then have to dismiss the case later on if it comes back unsubstantiated. So law enforcement does need time to do an investigation. This would be a different story if there was a video, if there was witnesses who said it happened differently. There was no video, there were no witnesses, and she was ultimately arrested and charged. They did say initially it seemed to be accidental, but they did move forward charges. This was not a situation when there was 3 weeks or a month worth of protests to see that she was charged. There has been some public outcry that seems to be wondering why she wasn't charged immediately, and just looking at the facts of seeing what she was charged with. I don't think the biggest public outcry is that there needed to be a public demonstration of protesters and marches to get the district attorney or the sheriff's department to arrest her and charge this individual.
Correct. And, in the press conference, the sheriff did say that this is an ongoing investigation. So we really don't know what can come from this. But he also mentioned in that same news conference that there seemed to be no prior domestic violence records, within their relationship. Do you think that the lack of prior domestic violence records could be used to downplay the seriousness of the case? Or do you believe it may be used to argue for a different outcome?
I think that maybe it would make it seem as if it wasn't a domestic dispute. But it doesn't mean, sometimes it's only one time. Sometimes people never call the police. So just because they never hadn't been called, but it doesn't show that's the word I'm looking for. It doesn't show a pattern of behavior. So let's see.
I don't think it will be used by either. I mean, the sheriff department saying that to me really is irrelevant. The fact of the case is that he showed up late at night after being out all night around 5-something in the morning. He was drinking, and somehow he ends up shot and killed. So the fact of there being no domestic violence doesn't really support anything, unless there was supposed to be some theory that she was defending herself against him. And there was other incident reports of the individual who was killed being an abuser to the accused. I don't see any record of that. I think they should really look at this wondering whether she had some motivation and reason for actually shooting and killing this individual that night, not whether she was defending herself, because there's no facts out there that shows that he abused her. Most of the facts to me show that she may have had a reason to shoot him, and she wasn't just cleaning her weapon at 5 in the morning. And even if she was cleaning her weapon at 5 in the morning, the question is, was she cleaning her weapon to intimidate him, putting the gun out there? Why were you late? Questions like that while she's armed. It didn't even shot.
I agree.
Right. Well, just reading everything, it appears that they were both out together. And this is from the sheriff in that news conference. They were both having, a night out together. Alcohol was involved, and they came home together. And then this whole alleged incident transpired. So we're definitely waiting to see, what happens and, if more charges are going to be brought against the suspect. But thank you so much for joining me today.
I mean, the moral of the story is love who you love. Can nobody tell you who to love, for sure. I think it could have happened. It was black on black, white on white. It's sad though. I think that the justice scale kind of leans toward one way or another because of this particular situation. And we have to be honest, it happens. Like I said, in our culture, a lot of times we're actually guilty until proven innocent. And the law should be the other way around. So there's that story. We have another one. This one right here is wild. It is wild. Man tortured woman and stuffed her in plastic container. Crazy work. Crazy work. Let's get to it.
He said this.
This was gonna be dead. This would have been dead in the lake by now. Y'all would have never found it. First of all, I had more than enough time to do it.
Is that a denial or a confession? I'll take you inside the horrifying discovery under his porch, the desperate cries that led police there, and the disturbing evidence in this case. For Law and Crime News, I'm Kennedy Walker. This case takes us to Cleveland, Ohio, where in May 2023, Delonte Edmond Geiger was arrested for kidnapping and holding a 60-year-old woman against her will. But what police say he did to her before they arrived, nearly unthinkable. In this video, which has been blurred due to its graphic nature, police uncover a woman severely beaten, stabbed, and trapped inside a plastic container, fighting for her life. But against all odds, she survived.
And it's a 60-year-old woman beaten, stabbed, trapped inside of a plastic container. Like, what? What are we doing?
And yet, when police confronted the man accused and later convicted of this attack, he did not deny it. Instead, he said this.
Long story short, I wanted to kill her, shoot him and dead. So facts. Punched on her, slapped on her, till her good. Punched on her, slapped on her, punched on her, slapped on her.
What? What's going on, Raw? Thank you for checking in. Thank you for checking in. This man beat a 60-year-old woman, stabbed her, and put it inside of a plastic container.
Punched on her, slapped on her, moved her from the basement to another room.
Not only that, he even blamed police for not finding her sooner.
Tell the police officers to do a better job when something coming up like this.
Wow.
Facts. Tell them to search everything. Okay? Please do that for me because people, their lives are serious. And like they did that, like what? I had that 24 hours before like they actually got her. That's not cool at all. You got the sergeant out there searching, the senior officer out there searching. Y'all missed everything.
What Delonte is referring to is the first time police went to his home and did not find anything. Hours before he was arrested, police say they received a complaint that Delonte was holding someone against their will in the basement. When police arrived, Delonte, dressed in a red ski mask and tracksuit, immediately denied their allegations.
What he is, a red ninja? And then the thing about it, he chastising them for not doing their job the right way. However, they came and asked him about it, but he lied. How about you tell the truth next time? How about that?
There ain't nobody tied up in the basement. Can we look? No, but why not? Because I say so. Is someone tied up down there? No. What's your name, buddy? I can't tell you that, bro. What do you mean you can't tell me that? This your truck? My dump truck? That's my company truck. That's right. Yeah, there's nothing going on with it. Is it in your name? No. Well, why don't you want to tell us who you are? I'm trying to tell you I'm a confidential informant. That's all I have to say. You guys are bugging right now. You guys are No, that's not all you have to say.
He's a confidential informant, and that's all he got to say. And you can't get away with beating and stabbing a woman just because you're a CI. And I guess that's why he got the mask on his face. Man, you can't make this shit up.
Who told you that? I can't say nothing else. Well, if there's something down in the basement, there's nobody in the basement. I just do what I do. So why can't I look? Why do you? Because all that stuff that went on in the past with those three girls,
right.
Man,
oh my God.
You gotta take this seriously. What three girls? What three girls? The Gina De Jesus. I don't know them. All man, that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Listen, no. If we don't take this seriously, there's something going on. I'm about to give you my social security number. Oh yeah. Here you go. Please don't do that. We're not going in without you. Yeah, he can't do that. Tell him please not to do that. Do what? Like not going in your
all right, that's fine. That's fine.
Sergeant, please tell him not to do that. He's not going. Okay, I'm gonna give you my social security number. All right. I want you to run it. Okay? Come up clean. And your current address is back to here? Listen, son. I'm just asking. I can give you 3 IEN numbers. I am a business owner. I know you can't. I know you can't. I have to go online. You know what I'm saying? It's red carpet detailing. So has anyone been over here recently that was upset? Or is there someone that's upset with you? I don't give a no, bro. That's not be making some stuff up. I don't give a what's going on. I don't care what they got to say. I am a confidential informant. You guys have been here for too long. Please leave. Look at my address. Look at my name. and and take it from there. That's all I gotta say.
I might plug it in real quick.
Please,
We'll
please.
check your
But,
truck out.
like,
We'll stand out
the
front.
truck is in my fiance's name. The truck is gonna pop up as Coriana Atkins. That's my girlfriend. She has nothing going on.
Some lady got evicted. She kept coming back to grab property out of the back.
So I guess I don't know what made them come there to check on somebody, but if they come to check and they leave without checking, I guess he kind of talked his way out of it the first time, because I think they actually come back a second time. Let's see what happens.
Bandits been 4 or 5 days.
God damn, y'all making me so.
How long you been working on
But
it?
it don't matter. I am a confidential informant. Y'all have to
Yeah,
leave.
that doesn't-
You guys have to
No.
park down the street and do your investigation.
No,
I'm
we're
being
gonna
dead.
be
I'm
right
being
out.
dead. I'm trying to get this tripping. I'm being dead. Do you understand me, bro?
Their interaction quickly escalated. Delonte refused to cooperate. They wanted to know his name and he wouldn't tell them. They wanted to search his basement and he wouldn't let them. Then Delonte claimed to be a confidential informant, telling officers that he worked for the department. He even gave them his social security number to run a background check, but insists the check must be done far from his home, raising a red flag for the officers.
I'm a confidential.
What? He volunteers his social, but tell them they need to get far away from the house before they run it. They're most definitely suspicious.
Will you listen? Can you listen for 2 seconds? Listen, even if we run you, I don't know what you look like.
You tripping, bro?
I don't know what you look like.
Man, you tripping? Everybody know my house.
Sir, what's the first thing you said to me when I knocked on the
You're
door?
trying
What's
to
the
give me
first thing you said to me when I knocked on the door?
What do you want?
No.
What was the first thing I said to you?
You said you're making my place hot.
Exactly.
So you don't find that weird?
No.
Most people just say hello or how you doing or
Listen,
what's
I'm
going
being
on.
honest with you. I'm telling you everything my detective told me to tell y'all.
Who's the detective?
And I can't give you that. Leave and go do your homework.
Don't call me names.
I'm sorry, sir.
That's not nice.
I'm sorry.
There's no
See, that's another one. He said, "You making my spot hot." That sound familiar with somebody said in another case. Like hot from what? What you got going on? What is hot from?
no reason you need to be disrespectful to me because I was nice to you the whole time.
Sorry, I
Don't-
deeply apologize. I deeply apologize, but
All
I'm
right.
worked up. You
But
guys are,
you know, honest to God, we
my
can
life
make all
is on
this
the
go.
line.
We can make all this go
my
away.
life is on the line.
We can make this all go away. We can make this all go away.
Detective Smith, please. Go.
Which
Please.
Smith?
Detective Smith,
The one in.
second district. Okay, that's how you know I'm not.
So, okay, well, I guarantee.
His phone number's right here.
No,
Look,
no, listen.
I'm not
We'll
gonna
call
play
him.
with y'all.
Listen, we'll
Don't
call
call
him.
him. Don't
Well, why
don't
wouldn't I call
here.
him?
Don't call
Will you
him
stop
here.
talking for a moment?
This is Law and Crime Legal Alert. Recent allegations against the multi-billion-dollar video game industry claim video games are engineered for addiction. The claims include making sense of the magical hold video games seem to have over people where they cannot put the controller down. Every win triggers a hit of dopamine that creates a cycle of compulsion, which disrupts daily life and harms mental health.
You guys
Our
insane.
legal sponsors are taking on the industry that has at many times put profit over safety. They're working to potentially get compensation for all of those impacted. If you or a loved one have suffered physical or mental health issues due to video games, visit vgclaims.com/bodycam to answer less than
Well,
10
T.
questions
Vance,
and
appreciate
check
you
your
dropping in.
eligibility to file a claim.
I see you.
Delonte then has a change of heart and shares the officer's name he says he was working for and begged police to leave, warning them that his life could be in danger.
My life is on the line.
Who's on the line? All you had to do was talk to us. You're the one who came outside.
Y'all don't know what's going on, baby boy. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
I got
once
drug
again-
dealers and everything and drive past it, and I got 5 cars out here. I'm trying to tell you, I work for you guys. That's what I'm trying to tell
then this
you.
guy would be calling us.
Who? Detective Smith? Detective
Yeah.
Smith? He don't know you here. I'm about to call him and tell him to get all these cars from away from
Well,
the
he's
house.
not really in charge of us.
Man, I know he ain't, but I'm trying to tell you, I'm working with y'all, bro.
All right,
Look.
but are you working right this second?
Right now. I work for you guys for the rest of my life. What are you talking about, bro? Look,
Listen, I believe you.
Look, this man say he worked for the police for the rest of his life. What the hell is going on here?
I believe you.
You're trying to get me killed.
No,
And that's
I'm
why I'm
not.
tripping out.
Just
because my
want you
life is on the line.
Just
Too many people-
relax.
Look,
Just relax, guy.
look.
All right, I know who he is.
Dad,
All
I'm
right,
being dead.
I'm telling you right
And
now.
I'm telling you right now, I've been
And I'm
talking to him
telling you
all right
right
now.
now.
I'm telling you right now, I gotta give him 10 guns on Thursday.
Well, now you
know,
show your
you
I
face.
don't know
tripping.
anything about that.
Look, this. I talk to him all day
Listen,
long.
I can't. I don't have my glasses, guy.
I don't. We working, bro. I got 10 guns from Max Silence, 2 blocks, 2 drinks, AR-15. Y'all need to get out of here before y'all blow this up. For real. That's all I have to say.
Listen,
I understand that, but I've already told y'all everything is cool and I'm working with you guys.
All right, but we still have to do.
Guys,
We still have to follow up.
before I'm dead before the end of the day.
Well, my sergeant asked you before. Can we just look in the basement and we'll be on our way?
No, you guys cannot go in my
All
house.
right. Well.
No, I'm not letting you guys in my house. I'm sorry.
All right.
No, dude.
All right.
Y'all about to get me killed out this.
Then why are you acting this way?
You understand why I'm acting this way, dude? No.
I really don't, because it's
I
like,
had 5 cops out here, bro.
all right, but
And
you
I'm
only
a
had two,
confidential informant, and
you
I
only had 2, and you didn't even have to tell us that. You could have just talked to us like a normal person,
asked you guys
and we
to
wouldn't have
leave.
known, and we'd have just walked
I
away.
wa- I-
But you're out here screaming it to the whole
No,
neighborhood.
dude.
We have not said anything
When I
about
came
what
out
you
here,
do.
I told you I was working for you guys. I asked you to turn the cameras off because I'm a confidential informant.
But right now you're not.
Dude, I'm on the clock all day, every day.
No, that's not really how that works.
So I'm trying to tell you, all right.
All right.
I swear to God, bro, I'm sorry for overreacting, but God, I just started working for you guys. So like this here,
Well, why would somebody? Okay, then tell us this.
I don't know
why
why.
would somebody call and give this specific address and even say the one with the red door? Doesn't that sound weird? Now, if we go away and something happened, now we're all in trouble.
I understand
All right.
that. I understand where you're coming from. People
And
can
what do
say
you think? What would Detective Smith tell you right now?
to be cool, calm, and collected, and let them know what's going on. And hopefully they leave when they tell you.
I know,
when
but
you tell them
tell
what's
him
going
the
on.
whole story about everything else that
I'm gonna
happened.
tell him, bro. I'm 100% honest with you.
Well, tell them why we are here.
Yeah, tell him why
I'm
we were
not-
here.
My life and freedom is on the
So, well,
line.
you won't tell him why we're here?
I'm gonna tell him. You want me to call him right now? Would you think I'm a bull with you?
Listen.
You think I'm bull? You want me to call him right now and tell him
Well,
what's going
right
on?
now we're just trying to figure out what's going on, sir. I
There's
mean, you're the
nothing
one.
going
You're
on.
acting a little.
What's going on is you guys had a crack Oscar.
All right.
Okay,
Well, that's an answer.
that's it.
Well, then we still have to follow up on it.
There's nothing going on, sir.
All right, but do you understand our point?
I understand your point. You're
If
asking
we
me
just walk away and somebody actually is there, what are we going to do?
well, that's what you guys are gonna have to do because I'm not letting you inside.
So
That's
you
what
see
it's
where
gonna-
you see where the problem lies?
No, there is no problem.
We don't just write. He said it's cool, and we leave.
Well, that's how it goes. Because if I don't
No,
let
that's
you
not.
in, so how you? What do you mean? Listen,
So they're not going to let this go.
bro, listen.
So either today, tomorrow, the next day, in the next 5 minutes, you're going to continuously have these problems. And if we have to tell Detective Smith and
You
say,
may
"Hey,
definitely
do you
tell
think
too
this
much."
guy would have a girl tied up in his basement?"
He's gonna say no.
Is he?
100%, bro. I just
He's
let-
willing to risk his career for all that?
You think I'm going? Oh my gosh, you're gonna take a crackhead's word over Detective Smith's word, right?
I haven't spoken to Detective Smith.
Well, you're gonna talk to him. He's gonna let you know what's going on. I was down there for an hour with him yesterday.
Okay.
I just left my probation
But
officer.
why
in my
would
dress.
somebody
Because
say?
they're crackheads?
But why would a
They're
crackhead
crackheads.
say that about
They're
you?
crackheads, but probably because they want more crack, bro.
Do you have crack?
No, I'm not gonna. Why would I say that? Why?
He just said the crackheads need more crack. Look at that cop laughing. How he gonna say the crackhead need more crack? And then the cop asking, "What? Do you have crack?" Man, you can't make this shit up, man.
How would you ask me that on camera?
I don't
Why would
know.
you do that to me? I know I don't have no crack.
It's my job. Well, why would the crackhead be here then?
This man is wild.
I'm not wild. I'm just
I am
asking
a
questions.
confidential informant. Bro.
What does that convey, though? A confidential informant usually has the policeman or officer or detective with them when
No,
they're
it
when
don't.
they're working. That's kind of
I
how that
understand
works.
what you're saying, but what I am saying,
And then most confidential informants don't come screaming out the back door, "I'm a confidential informant," do they?
dude, listen, but what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you guys know this. I want you guys to know what's going on in my backyard. Okay, this is what happened. This is what's going on.
Okay.
Okay,
Look at his eye. He geeked up.
I'm not doing nothing illegal, but I work for you guys.
That's what you said for the last 10 and 15
Okay.
minutes.
There's nothing going on. Please do your please do your homework and research.
I have no homework and I have no research.
Call Detective Smith.
And what's he going to tell me?
He's going to tell you that I am valid and everything is okay.
Okay.
Despite Delante's pleads, officers kept pressing him, asking about the disturbing call they had received, claiming he was holding a woman captive in his basement.
But is he going to tell me that there's not a girl tied up in your basement?
Of course, because he's never been.
Okay, is he going to be for sure?
Yes.
How do I know?
How does he know?
Yeah, how does he know?
Of course, but you never been there.
Not a girl tied up.
Well, so I guess you guys are going to take the crackhead's word off the mouth. Nobody knows.
Listen, we're standing here. If we were just going to do what we're going to do, we wouldn't be standing here.
I understand that, sir. What I really need
What
you
I'm
to
trying
do
to
is just
do-
take my word. There's nobody in my.
That's not how it
I
works.
understand how it works.
That's
I
not
You
how. It
don't,
works.
because you're saying you want us to do that, but that isn't.
I understand.
That's not how it works.
You guys wanted to work the way you wanted to work.
No.
And it's not.
We're
I
telling
can't-
you the law. All right. If we wanted it to work the way we wanted it to work, we'd already be in there.
In the basement.
Yeah, we'd have probably looked in the basement
Yeah,
and you'd be in the car. So,
Yeah.
but we're not. We're actually taking the time to figure out what you're doing. All right.
I'm trying to.
And
get
we're
off
trying
the-
to protect you because if somebody made a false claim about you,
Yeah,
then.
that's what it is. That's all it is.
But here we are,
And
right?
I know I overreacted.
Yes, you did.
But like I just say, I'm on probation. I got jammed up by Detective Sims not too long ago. You feel me? And this is the first time. This is the first time somebody's made a complaint. This is the first time 5 cops pulled up on my house while I was working with him. Okay, so like this is the first time. I'm overreacting. I'm sorry. Hands in my pants. You know I'm overreacting, bro.
I know. Well,
I
how goes
know.
my sword? He's got some.
I know I'm
whatever's
overreacting.
gonna
I
happen
deeply
here.
apologize about that. Like I said, I was
I know.
with.
But do you understand our point at least?
Listen, I totally understand. I totally understand. I swear to God I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bull you guys. I was with him yesterday at from 5 to 6:30. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get off probation and out of Cleveland. There's gonna be people talking about me for the boom. He jammed me up, breaking the law. So yeah, people are gonna be mad.
Well,
at
we
me.
aren't here, and we're not here to jam you up. We're
I
just trying to make
understand
sure
that, and I
somebody's
appreciate
safe.
Everybody's safe. I can guarantee you that.
All right. So usually when we find when people don't want us to do certain things,
No, it ain't about that.
but then that makes
They've been very, very calm and giving him a lot of grace. Like not really. I mean, they press him, but they still kind of like. I've seen a situation like this go left real fast, and for some reason they kind of letting him control it. Maybe they're waiting for a warrant, you know, because of his suspicious activity and the shit he's saying. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's go.
us have to linger because
Hey, y'all gonna leave. Y'all gonna leave. I didn't have to come to the door, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to.
you didn't.
I didn't have to come outside.
You didn't.
You know, so I could let you know. But I'm an honest man.
All right.
I want to let you guys know what's
But
going
you
on.
have to understand.
Hey,
We would have just knocked and left and said nothing.
hey, T-Man. I think at some point they do leave though. I think from what I heard, like in the beginning, like, but I think I know they come back. But if they do leave, they're more definitely coming back. Let's see what happens, bro.
Y'all would
We'd
have
have
been
had to
knocking
follow.
for
No.
hours.
Somebody else would have showed up, or somebody more policemen would have come.
After more than 30 minutes, police finally get inside, but only after Delante requests a lighter.
Anybody got a lighter? Can I smoke? My nerves My nerves are really bad. Let's get out of the ring.
The footage goes dark as they search, but no one is found. And with no evidence, the officers have no choice but to leave.
See, bro, you see, they like, I don't know what make them come back though. We about to find out. They actually leave because he was in the interrogation room earlier saying that they need to do a better job of looking because the lady was where you gonna find that she was in a plastic container the whole time. So I don't know, and miraculously, like she actually lived.
Here's what they didn't know at the time. Delante had actually moved the victim to another room in his home, trying to keep her hidden from the police. Later that evening, police talked to a woman who knew the area. She told them she was aware Delante had assaulted a woman and was keeping her locked up in his basement. She even claimed that she had seen photos of the assault. They've blurred her face in this video, but take a listen to what she had to say.
He stabbed her in the right arm and he beat her so bad she could open her eyes. Bo Kiley said he kept feeding her crack to keep her alive, but he beat her for 3 hours and then murdered her.
Now it's clear the investigation is far from over. With this,
Hey, imagine this: a CI get information told on him by someone that snitches on him. Boy, you can't make this shit up. Let's go.
new information, police had a solid reason to go back to Delante's home, and they do, just in time. Listen to the moment police discover something crucial that changes everything.
There's some blood right here. There's some blood, like dried blood.
And then finally,
Police.
Oh man, you can hear it.
All right. Yeah, I heard him sliding something under there when he went from the front to the back. Where you at? Where you at, man?
as the muffled sounds grow louder, police finally find her. A 60-year-old woman found stuffed and folded into a small black container. EMS rushed to the scene. The video was blurred, but the woman was quickly taken to safety. Delante was arrested and taken into custody. Investigators speak with Delante for about 45 minutes, and he gives his side of the story, admitting,
man, what the? Yeah. Like, bro, you can't make this shit up, T-Man. That's crazy work.
He provided drugs to the victim, and despite his initial claims to police, he was holding her against her will.
She's always at my house smoking dope. Okay. Sometimes I take care of everybody on the streets, all the fiends.
Delante claims the victim was trying to expose him for being a confidential informant, and he believes he had to teach her a lesson, but said he was not going to kill her.
I felt like I was going to die if I didn't hold her for like 2 days and tell her, like, let her know what was going on. Go kill her. If I would have been dead. Long story short, if I wanted to kill her, she would have been dead.
Wow.
Facts.
So you're questioning her about it. She keeps lying, denying
Yeah.
everything.
I beat her up. I fed her, showered her, to all type of weird shit. Made sure she ate. But I just could not let her go back on the streets and tell everybody that I was working for y'all.
He then casually describes the abuse he inflicted upon the 60-year-old woman.
Like you said, punched on her, slapped on her, tell her to punched on her, slapped on her, punched on her, slapped on her, punched on her, slapped on her, moved her from the basement to another room, fed her, showered her, gave her some water, put a blanket over her. I'm just telling you the truth, bro.
No, that's fine.
Was I? No.
Okay.
Was that what you about to ask me?
No,
I don't think you about to ask me.
no, like were you giving her drugs and stuff like that?
Ah.
So at this point, like, where we draw the line at for just being crazy and mental health? Or are they the same? I'm confused at this point, especially with this fella. Man, it's crazy.
Why would I give her my drugs? Why don't I do that?
Man.
I didn't know.
Yeah, hell no.
All right. So at any point where was she asking to leave, different things like that?
She has nowhere to go.
Okay.
She has nowhere to go. All she was just asking was why. Stop. I won't do it again. I'll never tell. I'll never tell. I'll never tell, Blas. Please. I'll never tell. I know I deserve this, but I'll never tell. Like, that's the code in the streets.
Police then ask how the woman ended up in the container.
The first time the police came, you said you moved her upstairs, right? And then she was upstairs. Obviously, the second time the police came, she was in that tote, right? How did that go down in between there?
Well, they really wanted to check upstairs.
Right, but I'm saying, how did she get in there?
I put her in there.
Okay.
And put her downstairs and put her on the porch.
With this confession, prosecutors had everything they needed. Delante was charged with kidnapping, felonious assault, tampering with evidence, and having weapons under disability. Delante pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 16 to 20 years in prison. As for the victim, she is alive and attended Delante's sentencing hearing. According to WKYC News, she requested the judge give Delante the maximum sentence possible.
Most definitely.
For Law and Crime News, I'm Kennedy Walker.
Man, that is insane. That is insane. That is insane. Man. Bragging about being a CI and got caught because a snitched on him. I'm glad who that lady was snitched on him, because that lady he had to stab the beater. Yeah, it's weird. So the next one we're gonna cover is this right here. This is probably gonna be a little trigger warning. Once again, I watch them in real time, kind of scan through them. Don't really look at them. Make sure it ain't no clickbait or no no AI story. So this one right here is Florida mom strangles daughter to death after chilling 911 call. So trigger warning on this one, my people. Trigger warning on this one. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Continue to comment and engage with me and everybody else in the chat. Be nice to your neighbor. Let's open some dialogue. Excuse me. And let's keep it going. Let's see what this woman got going on.
Can you come outside for me real quick, please?
For what?
Because we got to call for service here.
Not here.
Lady, don't play the game. You ain't gonna do that. Don't do this. Grab her. Ma'am.
Did she just son, let's see. Did y'all see that? She closed the door on the police. Yeah. All right, let's start it over. Let's go.
This Florida mother is now accused in the murder of her own daughter, a teenager who called police to report the attack.
What happened?
I was strangled.
Okay, by who?
That disturbing 911 call came in on Saturday, May 11th of last year. Police dispatch in Tampa, Florida answered the call, and here's how it begins.
Tampa Police 911. What is the address of the emergency?
He's 23rd. I was just trying to get strangled.
Okay, do you have a unit letter or number?
The caller doesn't identify herself, but investigators now say it was 18-year-old Natavia Sanders. And it's chilling to hear her describe what happened.
Right, and what's going on?
I was just trying to get strangled. But I just woke up from passing out.
Okay, I'm sorry, what happened?
I was strangled.
Okay, by who?
Wow.
I'm sorry, by who?
In case you somehow missed that, Natavia told dispatch she just woken up after being strangled by her own mother.
Is she still there?
Yes.
How long ago did this happen?
This happened like 34 minutes ago. I just woke up.
Okay. Where is your mother now?
She's outside my room.
Okay, what is your mother's name?
That's where the call recording cuts off, kind of mid-sentence. But right away, police knew they had to check things out. Here's body cam of the first officer arriving on the scene.
They ain't going nowhere. Now, what in the world could have possibly happened where this woman strangled her 18-year-old, and the daughter actually wakes up? I guess she thinks she do enough, and it seems like she may have came in while she was on the phone with the cops, and she must finished off.
3540. Can you have somebody call a complaint? Nobody's answering the door here. 10 please.
The officer continues to bang on the door, but still no one answers.
I know you're in the home. Just come to the door. Did you guys attempt to call back? Because now the lights are out. I think I hear him screaming upstairs, but I can't tell.
Not long after, another officer arrives on the scene.
What's up, brother? What's up? They turned the light was on upstairs. And they turned it out, and then I couldn't tell if it was screaming upstairs or where it was.
Look, the couches are up on the wall. Can you see this? Look up here. See this? Yeah, almost like
barricade.
So they heard her screaming upstairs. Like, was she doing it like in real time while they was actually there?
We're screaming.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell.
Police department.
Couldn't tell if it was argument or what it was.
Finally, more than 6 minutes after the first officer arrives, the door opens.
Tampa Police Department. Morning.
The woman who opens the door is 38-year-old Rotisha Silvis, the mother of the teenager who called 911.
Who's all in the home?
Everybody.
Okay. Can you come outside for me real quick, please?
For what?
You can hear Rotisha ask officers to let them inside. She's not really into that idea, though. She actually tries to slam the door in their faces.
Because we got a call for service here.
Not here.
Lady, let's play the game. You either do this, I'll do this. Grab her arm.
Yeah.
Grab her arm.
That's good.
Stop. You're not gonna stop us from entering your house.
I didn't do nothing.
Stop fighting.
Stop.
All right, we'll just come in then.
Man, stop. Stop. We're here for lawful reason. Okay.
You got that?
Here are those same moments from the other officer's body cam.
Tampa Police Department. Good morning.
Who's all in the home?
Everybody.
Okay. Can you come outside for me real quick, please?
For what?
Because
We got a call for service here.
Not here.
Lady, don't play the game.
You either do this.
Don't do this.
Grab her arm.
Ma'am, stop it. You're not gonna stop us from entering your house.
I didn't do nothing.
Lady, ma'am, open.
Stop.
3-1, come in front.
Ma'am, stop resisting us.
So there must be another small baby in the house too, because I hear crying.
We're here for lawful reason, okay?
You got that? 354.
This is a long crime legal alert. Recent allegations against the multi-billion-dollar video game industry claim video games are actually engineered for addiction. We're talking about that magical hold video games seem to have over people who just can't put the controller down. Every win triggers a hit of dopamine, and that creates a cycle of compulsion, which can disrupt daily life, and it can even harm mental health. Our legal sponsors are now taking on this industry that has, at times, put profit over safety. They're working to potentially get compensation for all of those impacted. If you or a loved one have suffered physical or mental health issues due to video games, visit vgclaims.com/bodycam to answer less than 10 questions and check if you're eligible to file a claim. After she's cuffed, Rotisha is taken outside.
Look on my Facebook.
Sit down here.
Look on your face.
Over here. You know what? Come up. Stand up. Stand up.
You don't have to be aggressive.
No, do me a favor. Hey, stop. Hey, do me a favor. Just hang out with her. Where my car? I gotta go upstairs, man.
Yeah, for real. I was just about to say that.
Figured out. Just keep an eye on this. Just keep an eye on that. Curtis is upstairs.
Once Rotisha is taken care of, officers go back inside to check on her daughter, and pretty quickly they realize she's in serious condition.
Man, we got somebody on the floor, bro. She looks 6 or 7, bro.
Upstairs.
What? No, she's in the kitchen. Kitchen.
Oh. Right here, man. Okay.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not responsive at all. Out here.
Wow. Salute, Cody. Thank you for checking in, man. Make sure you tap on that like button for me, brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. Let's go.
Possibly choked out. Major, very faint case. All right. Let them do their job.
When a few officers go to check on Rotisha in the squad car, she's acting a little off.
Step out. Oh, my goodness. Step out, ma'am.
Man, what? Trying to take a seizure.
Come on.
Come on.
Think about it.
No.
Huh?
No.
Hey, come on, man.
Get one of them to come over and assess it as well.
Well, they're a little bit different. Did she act like this while you were?
No, she was talking to us and had a rapport, and she started making something about these before taking something. I forget exactly what she said.
Okay.
So we'll just have fire.
Yeah.
Don't let her fall.
Nah, let her ass fall. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
All right, you gonna put it back in?
Oh, she possessed.
Here are those same moments from the other officers recording.
She's gonna come out and do search.
Step out. Step out, ma'am.
We're gonna. Ma'am.
Oh, she about to play like she crazy. Like the devil came upon her. And maybe he did. Man, that shit is crazy.
I need you to step on out of the car. Come on. She come back?
No.
Huh?
No.
Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Can we stop? Can we stop acting like this, please? So I can do your search? Really? I need you to take me out now.
Get one of them to come over and assess it as well.
While all of this is happening, first responders are bringing everyone else up to speed.
Hey, Sarge, it's not looking good, buddy.
Really? Okay.
No.
I already left.
She resisted us opening the door. Browse went hands on. We snatched her out and put her out here.
Did she act like this while you were?
No, she was talking to us. We had a rapport. Then she started making something about being signal 20 or taking something. I forget exactly what she said.
Okay.
Something about maybe somebody.
Get fire. Yeah.
From here, it's time to ask Rotisha some questions.
And you live here? How long have you lived here? A few months. Okay, who do you live here with?
Me and my children.
Your children? The small children? Like the babies? I seen one or two little babies. What about the other person there?
No, I have 3 kids.
You have 3 kids? How old are your kids? How old are they?
9, 3, and 4.
4, okay.
You just heard it right there. Rotisha says she has only 3 kids, and she doubles down on this just a few minutes later.
Who's in the kitchen? Somebody's in the kitchen a little bit older than 9, though. They're not 9 years old.
I couldn't even tell you.
You couldn't even tell you?
I only have 3 kids.
Okay.
Here are those moments once again from a different vantage point.
We just got up and I was going to give them a bath.
Who's in the kitchen? There's no other adults here. Somebody's in the kitchen a little bit older than 9, though. They're not 9 years old.
I couldn't even tell you.
Couldn't even tell you?
I only have 3 kids.
But to officers, that just doesn't add up. Ratisha's 3 young kids, ages 3, 4, and 9, are all safe and accounted for. The person who is injured, though, looks much older than 9.
I don't know who the says she has a 3, 4, and a 9-year-old. 3 kids only. She gave me all the names of her kids. She does. She does. Okay. Yeah. I don't know who this is. She's not 9 years old.
Did she say anything spontaneous about, hey, listen, she came my
No. Something to the effect of they're with my head or something like that when we took the finger and dragged her out. I dumped her in the car, had somebody watch her, and I went with Ross, and that was it.
It isn't until later when Ratisha admits she actually has 4 children, and the person taken away on a stretcher was her daughter, Natavia.
Who went to the hospital just now? Do you know? Who is?
Man, what is wrong with people?
That? Oh, you have 4 kids? Okay. What was that daughter's name? Initially, she said she had 3 kids. Okay. And she's pretty adamant about that. And now she has 4 kids. I asked her, who's that person that went in the ambulance? She's like, oh, that's my other daughter. And that's what this person, Natavia Samri Sanders. So Samri is the middle name, Samri. I thought it was Samari, but she told me that. She says Samari. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking she's not.
Man, this shit is crazy. People are crazy. Hey, G Money, how you doing? So what's going on right now? This mother, there was a 911 call placed by the 18-year-old daughter saying the mother had just strangled her, and she woke up and she was able to get to a phone and call 911. 911 actually comes out, knocks on the door repeatedly. I think about maybe 5 minutes. She opened the door. She tried to close the door on the cops. They forced their way in, of course, and then they found her 18-year-old daughter being rushed to the hospital because obviously she was unresponsive. Then she initially said that she only had 3 kids, when in fact she had 4. So she wasn't even counting the 18-year-old as her daughter. It's crazy. But salute to you. Thank you for checking in. I don't think I ever saw you over here before. So hopefully you subscribe. You subscribe to the channel and come back to Old Boys Corner and rock with me. I appreciate it. Now, thank you. Thank you. Let's go.
That may be missing an A, but.
At this point, Ratisha refuses medical help.
Do you want to see the fire department? Do you want them to check you out?
I'm fine. I just want my kids.
She's fine.
I don't know what happened.
Most
Definitely
definitely
say
is.
much, except commenting on the number of officers at the scene.
Is this Black Hawk Down? Like, who are these people?
The police department, police and fire.
That's what's up. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, G. I mean, that's good right there. Appreciate it.
Are you able to sit back? Look at you.
Meanwhile, officers discuss Natavia and her condition when they first arrived.
Mike and I went down the bottom floor right here, and we could see her legs there in the kitchen. So we went in there, and her eyes were fixed. Whenever I checked the pulse, she had a faint pulse.
As the investigation continues, Ratisha again refuses medical help.
I'll actually leave her. If she doesn't want it, she won't. We're good.
I'm fine.
No, ma'am, I don't. I do not.
Are y'all okay? Why are y'all here?
If you could just look at her and make sure she's
You don't want to check you out?
No, I'm fine.
I got the influencer.
Everything is fine.
Everything ain't fine. You just unalived your 18-year-old
At this
daughter.
point,
That's
she's moved to a
strangulation.
different squad car.
All right, we're gonna walk over to the other car, okay? Are you able to walk?
Yeah, I'm fine.
We're gonna go to this car.
You're refusing to see?
And before you get in, I'll do your search. Do you have anything on you that a poke trigger hurting? Do you have anything on you that a poke trigger hurting?
Oh, okay. I appreciate the gesture. That's awesome. But nah, Cash App is all I have. Thank you, though. It's greatly appreciated. But your presence means a lot as well. So salute to you.
Yep, you're good. Lift your hands up just a little bit to the back pocket. Sorry. Huh? Squeeze a little bit Not yet. I think so. You good?
And suddenly, she now wants medical help.
My foot.
Okay.
I have a couple of things on the phone.
Okay. They could treat it when you get there. There's a doctor there that could treat you. Well, we can't treat it.
Okay, can you look at it?
I know, ma'am, but I see the scrape and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna take an X-ray. They can do all that stuff there.
I don't need an X-ray. I just need this looked at on my tooth.
I mean, what do you want me to? The only thing I can give you is a Band-Aid for that, ma'am. I'm not at a hospital. I'm just in a team.
Thank you.
This is it.
She just wants us to look at it.
Okay, they looked at it.
She looked at it.
Right. What do you want them to do?
He just said that I could go to the ER and they'll give me an
No,
X-ray.
you will do that at the jail.
They have, the Orient Jail has a whole medical staff there. That
Why?
We're not going to the hospital.
True to his word, the officer doesn't take Rotisha to the hospital. Instead, she's booked in jail.
Crazy.
All right, man, step out. I'm going to go out there to that door over there. Right here.
And please protect your mental health.
2 days after these body cam recordings, Natavia Sanders died in the hospital. That meant, in addition to the charges of resisting an officer and aggravated battery with great bodily harm, Rotisha Silvas also faces charges of first-degree murder. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Jackson 911 was location of.
Please protect your mental health. And you know somebody going through it, reach out, sneak and call somebody, get a welfare check, something, man. These people unaliving their kids has got ridiculous. It's got ridiculous, man.
Your emergency.
Hi, I would like to report a kidnapping.
Vehicle's in the middle of the pond. We're going to enter the water. That's the suspect here.
Better be done.
It's a rainy evening in Jacksonville, Florida, where we join officers in a high-speed pursuit of a kidnapping suspect.
Southbound 95, about 105 miles an hour. Light. First hit south. If anybody else is calling. Looks like we're jumping off on this exit here. So I just plate.
So this one right here is Florida mom kidnapped and unalived her own daughter. BITCH better be dead. Man. Crazy.
She's all the way out there.
What does she do?
Yeah, victims in there. Papa 794. The vehicle is in the middle of the park.
I know good damn well that woman didn't run that car into that pond. That.
We're going to enter the water. The victim's in the passenger side.
You heard that right. The chase ended with a crash into a retention pond with a child inside the car. Another officer arrives and jumps straight into action.
This is crazy. Yeah, shout out to the cop for getting out there in that water, man. Going above and beyond. Shout out to him. I don't be in that water.
Here, officers find our suspect, get this, floating on a tire and pull her into shore. Let's continue.
No, well, they was chasing her, but she ran her car into a retention pond with a child in the car. So I think they're actually pulling her out of the car now. I don't think they actually found the daughter yet. So yeah, they were chasing on a high-speed chase.
Ready?
Police identify the suspect as 32-year-old Pamela Cabrera, the mother of the kidnapping victim, a 5-year-old child.
Yes. Hands up. He's got cuffs. Cuff her. Was there a child in the car?
Yeah.
You couldn't see the car. What's the fucking name?
So I'm thinking the detention pond must have been fairly deep because they say they actually found the mother actually floating on a tire. So the baby obviously is in the water somewhere or still in the car. She was only 5, so I don't know whether she was in a boosted seat or whatever, or in a seatbelt. And they still ain't found the baby yet, obviously. Or the car. I heard them say they couldn't find the car as well.
Nope. You made it down here. You can get back up.
Yeah. I can't.
You put her in there. Your spotlight and light this pond up so you can get it out. Okay. Sit down. Sit down. Get in there.
Pamela is secured in a patrol car while rescue efforts continue. But let's rewind to earlier that day when it all began. Police received an initial call earlier from Pamela herself. Let's listen in.
Jessica 911, what's the location of your emergency?
I don't know the exact address. I think it's, let me see, Hold on. And the thing is that I need a cop to come. I think it's called. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get to the street name. Okay, so I have visitation rights to the court.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, my sister's home. So I came to see her. My sister's home. She don't want me in her house. So I said, I'm going to call the cops and they can, you know, so I can see my daughter.
Any drinking, drugs, or weapons?
No.
What's your last name? A good callback number for you?
This one.
What is this one? Okay, are you there at the
Yeah, I'm right in front of the house. Still not out of school yet. She gets out of school. They haven't even went to go pick her up yet. But I'm here because they're gonna go pick her up now.
Okay.
And I just need the cops to be here so they can solve the. Because she don't want me to be here, but I came because I got the visitation right.
Okay, I'll have officer out there to you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
A short time later, an officer arrives at the home and talks with Pamela.
Okay, so there's no court orders for any kind of custody orders or anything listed in Duval County under your name or under her name.
So what does that mean?
It means that if I don't have any paperwork, there's nothing I can do anyway. Okay, so, and they're not even here. So what is it you wanted me to do? And
They said that you guys can make that happen. Me at the court order.
but they're not even here. But you don't have a court order. And if you do have it, you don't have it here that I can see it. So I can't pull it up in the system because it's not a Duval court order. So do you live in Lake City still?
No,
Where do you live now?
I live here
Where?
in a shelter.
Okay. So the paperwork that you do have for your court order is where? Is it at the shelter?
No, the case manager has that.
And the case manager is in Duval?
No, she's in Tampa.
She's in Tampa. Was the paperwork filed when you were in Tampa?
I think so.
Okay, so Hillsborough County has it.
Yeah, they probably.
She said, "I think so." Is there's a speech issue here? Is she I don't know what's going on with her. Maybe a whole lot of I'm not gonna say what I think. Let's go.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to help you.
Exactly.
But I don't
Making
know
it
what I
hard.
can do for you since they're not even here.
Okay.
Okay? So if she comes anytime soon, just call back and we'll come back, okay? All right.
Pamela reveals that she's homeless, but says she was granted visitation rights of her 5-year-old child. With the child and her guardian apparently not home, the officer leaves, but it isn't long until police are called back to this home.
She has temporary custody. All right, let me talk to her and let's see what she wants to agree
All
with.
I want to do
Okay.
is visit her. Spend 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll talk to her.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Your shot. That's a nice sticker. I like that.
I got a big old dog in there. I know what big dogs sound like. Nah, this ain't happened today. I'm not sure when. This is a story I pulled off YouTube. Just going through trying to find stories to bring awareness, and it's kind of what we do over here, covering stories. So I don't think it was today. I'm not sure when it was though.
So,
Looking for
how
her.
you doing?
Looking for her.
That's all good.
Paperwork.
I was gonna say she says she doesn't have custody paperwork. She says she just wants to get her for a brief time, but if she doesn't have custody paperwork, there's no way I can enforce that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. She doesn't have.
Yeah, let me get your phone.
Yeah, get my phone. It's in my phone. She's not allowed to have unsupervised visits with her.
Okay.
She's only allowed to have supervised visits. And I told her that she wasn't allowed to come to my house. You cannot come in the house, Pam.
I'm not trying to. Look,
So then what we doing?
I just want to. I know, but I pulled up.
Let's not.
I just want to see. I just want to see her, hug her.
Let's not increase
5
this.
minutes with her, but y'all making it a problem, baby. Come here, little boy. I love you, baby.
What is wrong with her? That's not how it works. You don't have custody or your child at this point. You just can't show up at the people's houses just because you want to. Like that's not how it works, baby girl. Whatever you done to lose your child, that's not the way to go about it. Like, you tripping.
So what's the, if you don't mind me asking, what's the history of this?
She has she lost custody because she didn't get her mental health checked out. She was homeless. So they didn't custody until she was supposed to get herself together. When she got herself together, they were gonna give her back custody, but that just never happened. She ended up in jail, things like that. Yeah, so, but she does have to leave, right?
Yes.
She can't just be parked outside.
No,
her
I
house.
agree.
Okay.
I agree. Well, she can be on the road, technically.
Right.
She can be on the road, but
right.
we'll get to that when we cross that.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to talk to her. All right. Her paperwork, okay? It's up to date and valid. All right. It says that she is the sole child. There is nothing in there that says that she has the right to give you the child currently. It doesn't say that. Okay. If you had paperwork right now, if you gave me some paperwork and said, hey, you were allowed to see this child, then okay, cool. We get the child to you, okay? But I can't just give you the child, okay? It don't work like that.
I'm saying, but if I don't have the paperwork, but if I can get something that says I can visit.
If you had paperwork signed by the judge and signed by the caregiver in the courts,
No, I don't. If you can get it on the paper trail, but that was
no, it doesn't work like that. No, I can't just do that, okay? I'm sorry. No, yes, ma'am. Until you can get some paperwork that tells me that you have access to the child currently for visitation, then yes, I would gladly let her know that.
So you don't have to do all that. I'm gonna try to call again. So to see if she wanna let me see her.
You talk calling the lady here. She already said no twice that she doesn't want you to have it. Okay.
I know, but
Once again, man, please protect your mental health. Like, obviously, this lady is going through a mental breakdown right now. A child has been removed from her. And this is what you get. Like, please, man. And she must, I don't know what kind of shelter she in. I don't know. Please protect your mental health, man.
to see her. So she can come inside and see her.
Okay, well, she doesn't want that. Okay. You understand?
I really don't understand why she don't want that.
Okay.
But I don't want to get chastised.
Well, at this point, you're about to be trespassed. Okay. I need you to leave. Okay. She's been kind enough to have me out here and ask you to leave. Okay. She didn't tell me that she wanted you trespassed from the property. But if she did, I would be trespassing you immediately. So I'm giving you a chance to leave. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mel.
The officer informs the child's guardian, later identified as Pamela's sister, that Pamela agreed to leave. That's when we learn this isn't the first they've seen of her today.
Yeah, no problem. I can't. And like I was saying earlier, she can be in the road.
Right.
I can be in the road. I can stand outside your house all day. You know,
Okay.
It's weird, but okay. If she comes in your yard and she's constantly coming through by your house,
Right.
that's a problem.
Okay.
Right, because earlier she was just trying to get to her room.
Yeah, she's like walking around in the yard. So
That's not right.
yeah,
It's not normal. It's not right. If she comes back here again, give me a call.
All right.
And I will trespass her.
Just a few hours later, a frantic 911 call.
Jackson 911 was
So,
location of your
so let me guess. She breaks in the house, steals the baby, and this shit is weird.
emergency.
Hi, I would like to report a kidnapping.
Where you at?
I am in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, are you the one that was kidnapped? Who was kidnapped?
They came and took her, and she just sped off in the car with her.
She did.
She has no custody at all.
She has zero custody. I have all the paperwork. We literally just had the cops come today because she was in my house trying to she was here at my house trying to take her, and we said no, and she took her anyways.
Do you know what kind of vehicle she was in?
Yeah, she's in a gold Nissan Murano. I have the license plate number.
How long ago did they leave?
She just left. She just sped off right now.
All right. And is she supposed to be around?
No, she's not supposed to have. She's allowed to have visitation, but only supervised. So I was standing right there with her, my newborn, and she sped off.
Okay, suspect.
Wow.
So technically, because I was standing right there, it was fine, but she just put her in the car and sped off.
Do you know if she had any weapons, been drinking, doing any drugs?
I don't know if she had any weapons, and I don't think she's on any drugs, but she is pregnant. I don't know if that matters. She's, I think, 4 months pregnant.
Okay.
No. Where are we going to go? I don't know where she went. I don't know anything. She just took off.
Okay, we've got officers coming to you as fast as they can.
Pamela reportedly led officers on a 30-mile chase before crashing into that retention pond. Back at the scene, multiple officers are working to save the child.
Yeah, I tried to. Go ahead. Okay. Check up. Where we are.
Transport one. Can you still see the car? Where are the firefighters related to that? This is going to be an officer. I can see the car. I can see where the switch is starting. They need to go a little bit further northbound. You want some north towards North towards where the craters are. They go about another 10 feet. 10 feet that way. 10 feet this way.
North. Yeah. 10 feet.
They still ain't found the baby yet.
We put the aerial up for some light. Working on right now. Are they on it? Are they on it?
The furthest guy out is right on top of it.
Right there. Hold. Further stop. Hey, out where he is. Yeah. Yes.
150 to any available JFRD personnel. Anybody on the computer? We'll flag down JFRD and check out for the officer. Therefore, the furthest guy out is gone too far towards the exit. He needs to go back a little bit and further out.
This is crazy.
Further this way.
Hey, Petty Queen, salute. Thank you for checking in Old Boys Corner. We appreciate you. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Doesn't have a right from dive team. They said they're trying to get everyone together, but it's possibly going to be an hour ETA. That's why I shoot you find if there's a possible miles in the water. They can speed it up as best they can. I appreciate it. I already relayed that information. You are in or out. We're working as fast as we can. At this point, I hate to say it, but
Well, we're still in a time frame where we might be able to get up.
Yeah. When he extends the aerial, get somebody on the tip looking down.
The aerial. That's what he's doing.
Despite the efforts of first responders,
That's
the
crazy.
5-year-old was tragically killed in the incident. A dive team later recovered the young girl's body in the vehicle from the water. We
Come on.
rejoined Pamela in the back of a patrol car, where she seems to already know the outcome.
So, mira, yo soy You have? My camera's facing her, sir. ¿Necesitas que te llame los paramédicos?
Medics arrive to tend to Pamela when she changes her tune.
Quítame eso. Can you take that shit off of me?
This?
Yeah. I don't need that.
You're gonna get cold, okay?
Okay.
We're just trying to give you a little decency, all right?
That she don't
You're
deserve.
doing some decency. Your mother, you
Wow.
f you.
Why are people like this allowed to have kids, man?
And this
He ain't asked about a baby one time.
An arrest report states Pamela spit blood at an emergency medic, earning her another charge. Let's continue.
love you. I love you, baby.
Oh, no. She must hurt me.
You got everything. Like this. Why did I come out of there? How did I come out of there? I'm saying you better be with in heaven because my baby is gone. I'm not supposed to survive this shit.
Insane.
They're gonna give me shots. Maybe that should put my sleep forever. I'll take a shot, a punch, a wheelchair.
What?
I'll tape everything up and draw myself too, baby. Because I don't know how to survive that. We were supposed to be together ever.
Pamela was charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child, vehicular homicide, battery on a law enforcement officer, battery on an emergency medical care provider, and aggravated fleeing or eluding causing death. She later pleaded guilty to aggravated manslaughter of a child and aggravated fleeing or eluding causing death. She remains in custody awaiting sentencing. Meanwhile, the Cabrera family has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Pamela and several other community services alleging negligence. Both cases remain open.
You all right?
Did they find my baby?
I don't know. I'm over here with you. Are you all right?
Wow. Wow. once again, protect your mental health, man. See some, say some. See some, do some. Let's continue to bring this awareness, man. I don't know what to say, man. We've seen 4 very, very disturbing cases, and most of all of them surrounded around some type of mental health. And I think G Money said it earlier and hit it on the dot when she said it's a spiritual warfare out here. Warfare. It really is. You got to stay prayed up to whatever your whatever you believe in. Stay covered. Stay anointed. This is, and these parents like unaliving their kids. But once again, yeah, mental health is real. It's very real. Very, very real. And it's affecting us in a mighty, mighty way. Everybody don't have the strength to pull through it on their own. So get people, try to encourage people to get the help, because a lot of times there are signs. I'm sending positive energy to all these families that was affected. Let's see. I appreciate that, G Money. Thank you. Welcome to the corner. Welcome to the corner. Most definitely fact, Share Quest. Most definitely. A lot of these women being mad at these men and take it out. I agree. It's a lot of that. How can you take out something that you helped create? It blows my mind. But this is a place where we're going to continue to talk about it. We're going to continue to bring awareness in it. We're going to dialogue with transparency and understanding. Most definitely prayer works. Man, like you said, it's spiritual. We got to do better, man. And I know these cases are draining at times, and it's hard to understand, what these so-called adults are dealing with or thinking about, because a lot of times, in order to understand them, you have to think that way. You have to think that way. Mental health is real, man. You said depression is real, and everybody don't have the ability to control it in their favor. I am 59 years old. I have 15 grandkids and a great grandbaby. I love my kids to death. I can never hurt them. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. As any normal person shouldn't. As any normal person shouldn't. However, it's story after story after story after story. And in a lot of these cases, man, they don't even show any remorse. You know, prayer works, but then you have to ask yourself where's some people's faith? What does that look like? Because faith and prayer both are dead without work. You got to be willing to put in the work. Now, thank you for being here, for sure. And once again, this is what we do. This is a space for this. So I want to thank everybody that checked in, man. Anybody that will check in and check the content out, leave a comment on the video, like it, you know, even share it out. You know, and if you don't get the awareness here, get it from somewhere. Get it from somewhere. This most definitely this is a channel of call to action. And there's anybody out there that we can touch, one person at a time, one story at a time, one family at a time, one child at a time. We never know who's gonna come across these videos. And someone else's situation may give them the knowledge and understanding, or maybe not even feeling alone. And it's okay not to be okay, but however, when you get to that point of not being okay, being able to know the resources that you have in your city, you know, being able to have that friend or family member that you can, you know, that can help you get through the situation. And it's going to take a village. Sometimes we have to ask God to guide our footsteps. Yeah. I agree. And what's going on right now? Should nobody be trying to get through it alone. Pray. Push. Pray until something happens and continue to put in that work. And the first thing to it is being able to admit that there is a problem and being able to help yourself, because no matter what you do for a person, if they're not willing to make that change for themselves, if they don't see the value in it, there's nothing we can do for them. That doesn't mean give up, though. Keep pushing. With that being said, like, share, comment, subscribe, support the channel. You know, tap that like button. It's for the free. You know, drop a comment after the video go off to help it, you know, go on the algorithm. And this is Old Boy checking in from Old Boy's Corner. Mr. Ain't Going. Mr. Ain't Going. So once again, I'm just a small town country boy with big city dreams. And salute everyone. We'll be back later on. We're going to be covering something in Isaiah Harris case. We're going to do a little deep dive and open some perspectives. I'm the go-to person where I live at. That's what's up. What a blessing. And continue to be that blessing, G Money. Continue to be that. So we're going to get out of here. And once again, I appreciate each and last one of y'all. 100. And I'll see you on the next time. In the corner, on the corner, around the corner. At Old Boy's Corner. Let's go.
Oh.